Alright, this is probably the last video I'm going to make this week, and I probably have confused you more than I've helped you, but hopefully I've helped some of you. Please come to my office hours or shoot me an email if you have any questions. There's a lot of documentation on the internet about all of this, and I will post my source code for you to look over and modify as if it was your own if you want. This will probably be the only time I do that because I don't want you to just copy paste your way through this class, but it will be hopefully helpful for you to at least just have a seed bit of code to get started. So something nifty that I've done here, I finished my initialize. Man, that keeps just getting bigger and bigger. Hold on. Okay, I figured it out. It's Alt Scroll Wheel if you want to zoom in or out of your code. So just something to be aware of. Okay, so I finished my initialize method. I wrote a toString method that's going to show me what the map is. And then in my main class, I create a new map, initialize it, and then output that toString. And so you can see I can play around with it here. So I's are items, X's are nothing, I's are zombie and items, and then Z's are zombies. You can see there's a lot of items up top and not so many at the bottom, so maybe I want to make it less frequent that an item shows up. So to do that, all I have to do is jump back into my map class. And so I also up the number of zombies. I think I'm going to decrease that now again, though. I'm going to say, okay, items are going to be less frequent, so it has to be greater than 60% of the time. So it'll be 40, the remaining 40% will be how often the items appear. I'll rerun that. And I still pretty much only have items up front, so let's see if I can make it even more rare. And now I'm starting to get items lower. I can even make it more rare. And now I've got items pretty well spread throughout the map. So I was using that to play around and balance out my map. Just another really quick demo on what you can do with Java. I'll be posting the source code for all of you to look at. I'll comment it as well so that it's clear on what I'm doing. And then if you have questions again, please let me know. This is probably the most in-depth class that I'll be writing is the map. Everything else is pretty much just getters and setters. A lot of the controller is going to handle the logic, but hope that gives you an introduction on what you will be doing this week. Follow your UML diagrams to the best of your ability, and one thing that I should probably mention, the player is going to, I needed to cover lists really quickly. They'll have a list of items. This is the way you declare it's a list. Make sure to include it. Control space on that. It brings up that import quick code finisher. And then I want to make sure in the constructor that items gets a new. There is no such constructor that is just list. That doesn't exist. There are only implementations of a list. You'll probably want to use array lists. And then again, control space to bring that up and auto import it. And I'm confused at what's going on here. Oh, items is not a class. So, and there, now I have a list of items. The array class, or lists and array lists differ from the array that I've used in my map. This, you're required to set a hard limit on how many entries can be in an array. On a list, I can add as many items as I want and remove as many items as I want. So I can add using the add call, and you can see the Java doc comes up and shows exactly what it's going to do. So as when a player picks up an item, I can add it, and that way I don't have a fixed number of items that the player has in their inventory. Lists are way better than arrays in almost every case except for matrices in my map, because I really want a fixed number in my map, and it's easier to just access cells at any given point on my map with arrays. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. This is a lot of video. Skip through it if you want. And I hope you have a pretty easy time this week building out your models. And again, your models are going to change from your UML diagram as you build it, and it's definitely going to change as you continue to build out your game. So don't be too worried if you don't feel like it's entirely complete. Get it just as complete as you think you need it for this assignment. All of the classes should be fully developed for the model this week, as far as you know. Have fun!